They're actually doing it. One of the most highly anticipated face turns of the year in Jimmy Uso is going to happen, and this is going to have major implications on the ongoing Bloodline story. Plus, AJ Styles is set to return on Friday, and we're going to talk about who his next feud is going to be. So we're going to break all this down for you guys coming up on this episode of Wrestle Digest, so you're not going to want to miss out on it. But before we get into it, we got a word from our sponsor, NordVPN. In the WWE, defending your title makes you the best in the world. And if you want an extra layer of defense for your browsing, make sure to try out NordVPN, the fastest VPN on the market. A VPN, or virtual private network, encrypts your IP address so that when you're on public networks, you can create your own private network. This means you can enjoy Wrestle Digest and WWE on the go safely and securely. Right now, if you go to nordvpn.com/wrestle, you get an exclusive offer and can start browsing with your VPN today. But it's not just about how fast NordVPN is, they have you covered with their Threat Protection Pro. Kind of think of it as your personal Jacob Fatu on your computer, protecting you from any threats that may come your way. Also, when WWE moves to Netflix, people living in the United States can switch their location to Canada via NordVPN to watch all of WWE's content on their own Netflix account. So why wait? Upgrade your browsing experience today by going to nordvpn.com/wrestle to get an exclusive offer. Plus, NordVPN has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so why not try it so you never miss out on any wrestling content ever again. And a big thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. And once again, a huge thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. And if you want to get that exclusive offer, make sure to go down below in the pinned comment in the description to start browsing with NordVPN today. But with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today, which is AJ Styles' next feud. And yes, like we alluded to here at the beginning of the video, AJ Styles is going to be making his return to Friday Night Smackdown this upcoming Friday. And we got this report here from PW Insider. If we just bring it up here, this is what they had to say. They said, according to Mike Johnson of PW Insiders, Styles was initially scheduled for the August 9th episode of SmackDown. Despite that, Styles wasn't present backstage at last night's show. That was a Friday show, but this was a WWE decision, as they believe last night wasn't the right night to bring AJ Styles back to television. Johnson states that the plan is to reinsert him into storylines ahead of Bash in Berlin at the end of this month. The expectation is that Styles will be back on SmackDown shortly, where I'm just kind of theorizing that it will be this upcoming Friday. If they want him reinserted before Berlin, this is probably the best time to do it, where it gives him a couple weeks to build up a feud if they want him on that card, or just build up a feud in general. And Brady, obviously the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, since feuding with Cody Rhodes, has kind of fallen off the map a bit. He was at that show in Japan, the house show, where he put on a banger match, but there are a number of competitors here on SmackDown that we could see AJ feud with. Which one kind of, sparks your imagination?
One I would like to see the most is one that's been kind of tucked under the rug for a little while, and that is the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura. They just came off this banger triple threat match with Cody in Japan, just passed. It would make sense. It would make perfect sense. It would be great to introduce Shinsuke back to the roster. I mean, because he's been doing side quests here and there and everywhere. I've seen that he was attending UFC. I seen that he was taking photos on the Japan tour. I seen a great photo of Cody taken by Shinsuke. But Shinsuke is much more than a great photographer. He's a fantastic in-ring competitor, the king of strong style. I would love to see Shinsuke Nakamura back. If we don't get the return of Nakamura, give me LA Knight versus AJ Styles again and make it for the gold this time. Great first competitor for the title. AJ Styles, multi-time WWE champion in the company. And LA Knight deserves a great feud for the U.S. title, hoping things up.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I really like the ones you came up with there. We've been saying for a long time that Shinsuke needs to come back because he's one of the best
Massive.
best talents in the WWE today. So having two of the best talents go head to head in a feud would just be amazing. I think these guys would put off one heck of a show. And like you said with LA Knight, we've seen this rivalry before, but it does need to be reignited with the championship on the line. Do I think AJ will become United States champion and take it off LA Knight?
Nah,
No,
nah.
no, I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think it would be a great way for LA Knight to kind of cement his US title run with a great opponent like AJ Styles. Two players that are kind of on my mind, Brady, two kind of not so big names that you just said. One is Giovanni Vinci. We've seen Giovanni Vinci, we haven't seen him since he got beat up by Imperium, but on Friday, we seen this vignette of Vinci looking like he's going to return very soon to WWE on SmackDown. So maybe getting Vinci's first kind of run here on SmackDown, giving him an opponent like AJ Styles could really build him up. And it would be a really great way for AJ to kind of, introduce the WWE Universe to Giovanni Vinci as a solo competitor. I think these two guys could put on a great feud. Also, a guy who's on my mind is Carmelo Hayes. I think Carmelo Hayes is a tremendous wrestler, and him and AJ will put on a awesome feud as well. Obviously, both heel, but I think that this would just be a great way for him to kind of give Carmelo Hayes that little extra push as well. But it's really going to be interesting to see what AJ Styles does when he comes back. I'm really hoping that we are going to see a big feud between him and Shinsuke. That's the one I'm really banking on here. But it's going to be interesting to see what they do with AJ Styles. And we want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. What do you think the plans for AJ Styles are coming up? Let us know in the comment section. We're going to get into the second topic of the video today, Brady, which is Jimmy Uso return is imminent. And yes, this is something we've been talking about a lot here on the channel, Brady, is when is Jimmy going to return and what is going to happen with Jimmy. And today we got a little bit of a hint from his brother Jey Uso on what the new look Jimmy Uso is going to look like. And if we just take a look here, this is what he had to say. He said, Solo needs his butt whooped. There's no doubt about it. He said, and people are going to love Jimmy. He's the funniest guy I know. So much funnier than me. You've seen glimpses of what he can do on his own. Wait until you see his greatness. He's up next. And this is huge praise from his brother. Obviously, you're going to praise up your brother. But I think that he's on to something here. I think Jimmy Uso, when he was in that tag team, he couldn't really express, his own personality and put a swing onto his character. And we've seen what Jey Uso has done since he's been a solo competitor, has become one of the top stars in the WWE. And I think Jimmy Uso has this same thing in him that he can be that guy as well. It's just we need to see it unleashed. We need to see him with Roman Reigns by his side, potentially going after Solo and just ripping him apart. And hearing that Jey says he's one of the funniest guys I know, this could lead to some great promos between the new bloodline and day one issues.
Jimmy Uso is one of the most underappreciated wrestlers on the roster. As Jay mentioned, funny guy, has a lot to bring to the table, and I feel like a lot of people hasn't gotten to see that side of Jimmy Uso since like the early days of the face paint Usos. I feel back then Jimmy kind of carried the little bit of extra swagger that Jay kind of lacked in his step there. But, that may have to do with being the older twin, of course, because, don't forget, Jimmy Uso is 9 minutes older than Jey Uso. So, he's got that elderly brother love going on there, too. Jimmy, when he comes back, because we never seen much personality from Jimmy in the bloodline, because he was just always Roman's right-hand man. He was Roman's loyal soldier. And that's kind of how Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, became a thing because, Jey was the one who distanced himself from the bloodline plot and was like, all right, hey, we're going to take this. We're going to run with it. We're going to yeet our way out of this. And Jey Uso is one of the most over superstars as of right now, which is crazy. I'm all for it. But if Jey can do it, there's no doubt in my mind that Jimmy can do it as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, the title of this video is they're actually doing it. Because Jimmy is finally going to turn face again, which a lot of people have wanted to see. They've wanted to see Jimmy Uso face. They want to see him on his own. They want to see what he can do on the mic. And hearing from his brother saying he's more funnier than I am and he's up next means he has a lot in his bag that he hasn't showed the WWE Universe, that I'm really excited to see, that a lot of WWE fans are excited to see, and I think he could even maybe, I don't think he's going to surpass how over Jey Uso is, because he is crazy over right now, but he's definitely, he could definitely get up there. I think he could be one of the most over superstars on SmackDown. It's just, you gotta give him that opportunity to get on the mic, to diss Solo, to throw a few jokes at Tonga Loa with the eye patch on. We need to see this from Jimmy Uso, and I think we're going to see it very soon, and I really hope his return is Friday. As the title of his chapter was, you know, the return is imminent, and this is something that's going to happen very soon, because Roman Reigns right now is all by himself, and he needs somebody. I think Paul Heyman's going to join, but what's Paul Heyman going to do? He's just going to be the mouthpiece again. He's not going to beat up Solo Sikoa, but guess who could? Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso could be that guy that joins back on Roman's side and turns face. They both ripping apart the bloodline every Friday night. It'll just be really fun to see, Brady.
Yeah, and I mean, what a partner to have coming back into things than the OTC, the tribal chief himself, Roman Reigns. And, you know, I just mentioned, you know, how Jimmy was kind of overshadowed while in the bloodline, but this ain't the bloodline no more. This is the OTC. This is our original tribal chief taking on this new empire of the new bloodline. And, you know, it would definitely get Jimmy over to come and, you know, do a little business with the OTC before moving on to work on a solo career.
Yeah, 100%. I'm really excited just hearing this from Jey, that he can be that next star that the WWE needs is huge. And obviously, I think at one point we're going to see him reunite, and both as face, both as over solo competitors, which will just add a lot more juice to the Usos, which will be really exciting. But I can't wait for this return. I think it's going to be one of the best returns of the year. Whether it's just him coming in and beating up the bloodline, it's going to be a great moment, because we're going to get to see finally a face Jimmy Uso with a mic in his hand eventually, and I can't wait to see that. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you think about the Jimmy Uso face turn? Do you think it's going to be great? Do you think he could get up there on the level with Jey? Let us know down below in the comment section. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here on the channel, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Fernandez. He says, don't forget about Haku's other son, has already signed and he'll debut any day now. They have enough people for 3 bloodline factions. And you're definitely 100% right there, Fernandez, that the WWE has enough people for 3 bloodline factions. I mean, you could go out on the indies and probably have enough for about 10 bloodline factions, Brady.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Why not have a bloodline faction on each brand? We'll cook them up on Raw and NXT. We'll have the original bloodline, the new bloodline, and the newest bloodline.
Yeah, and next we'll have the family tree over on AEW.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's definitely going to be fun. This bloodline story has been amazing, as we were talking about yesterday in yesterday's video. Can't wait to see Haku finally debut. We've been talking about him for a long time here on the channel. Zilla coming over soon as well. Gonna be a fun time to be a WWE fan and a Bloodline fan as well. But appreciate the comments. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure down below, hit that like button. It helps push these videos out to all the WWE fans on YouTube. And comment on the video. You might be featured on the next comment of the day, just like our buddy Fernandez was here today. And subscribe to the channel. We're on the road for 3,000 subscribers before the end of December. So if you're not subscribed already and you want to keep up to date on everything that's happening around the WWE, make sure down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out that video we did yesterday, talking about the bloodline, it'll be popped up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host KC, alongside my co-host Brady. We'll catch you in the next one.